You're listening to a download from theoutdoorstation.co.uk. Number 448.
Hello and welcome back to the Outdoor Station for this, a special 2017 Christmas edition of the podcast. In the last episode, number 447, I announced that we had exceeded the incredible figure of 10 million downloads. And as part of the celebration of this, I asked that if you felt brave enough, you could phone in and leave a small message from anywhere in the world via our Skype answer service with any comment related to the Outdoor Station. So this podcast has been created by those brave souls who joined in the fun. And if it inspires you to do the same over a Christmas tipple, the lines are still open for the next few weeks. Just log into Skype and search for The Outdoor Station, or you can call from anywhere in the world on any network at a local rate, the number 01905 570 313. In case you didn't get it, all the details are, of course, on the website on the show notes. Now, not only did we have regular listeners around the world drop by, but also past interviewees who called to say hi. So grab another mince pie out of the rucksack, pour a small snifter of slow gin from the hip flask, and put your feet up as we check some of these out.
Hi Bob, Alan Callow here. Congratulations on 10 million downloads for the Outdoor Station. Just want to say thank you for the inspiration that you gave me to take up the challenge and go at my first attempt at TGO Challenge back in 2011 and several since then. But a lot of that was down to inspiration from the Outdoor Station. So thanks very much and good luck for the next 10 million.
Hi Bob, this is Brian Vargo calling in from Vargo Outdoors. Just wanted to congratulate you on 10 million listeners of your podcast. I was trying to remember when we last spoke in 2009 at Friedrichshafen, the trade show in Germany, and we did a podcast then, and been very impressed and amazed that you've reached this level of 10 million listeners. So congratulations again, and best of luck.
Hi Bob, this is Sue Vickers. I just wanted to say that getting details about the Two Moors Way Devon Coast to Coast walk out there via your podcast has really helped spread the word about this fantastic walk, and also about the Cicerone Press guidebook that covers it. So thanks very much. The website for anybody who wants to know more is www.twomoorsway.org. Thanks very much.
Hi Bob, this is Dave Hanning from OutKit, and I just wanted to phone to congratulate you on 10 million downloads to the Outdoor Station. It's an absolutely fantastic achievement, and the quality of the work that you do in the podcasts is amazing. I listen to it loads in the car. I've been listening to the Outdoor Station for years now, and I just find it a really good podcast and one of the highlights of my commutes. Bye now.
Hi Bob, this is Sarah Jackson out in New Zealand. Just phoning as you asked us to give you a message for your answer phone about the Outdoor Station. I've been listening for quite a lot of years now, and even when I was back in the UK, and I carry on listening now I'm in New Zealand. I listen to you when I'm out running on my shuffle, and it's a brilliant way to keep back in touch with the UK and hear about all the amazing hill walking that's still going on there. And I'm a massive gear freak, so I love all your stuff on new outdoors kit and technology. So keep doing what you're doing. I'm an ultra runner, so you keep me going through my sort of 5, 6, 7, 8 hour runs. And it's lovely to hear what you're doing and hear back about the UK. I'd love it if you could get some stuff in about New Zealand, and if you want to hear anything about running tracks and walking tracks in New Zealand, I'd love to give you some stuff. Okay, thanks loads for what you're doing again. Bye.
Ultra running is certainly gaining more ground in popularity, Sarah, and we have a couple of local champions, as it happens, nearby, so I may indeed place that topic on the pile for 2018, along with perhaps a chat about the Te Araroa, the 3,000 kilometre trail that runs the length of New Zealand. Great to hear again from Alpkit, who was on my list for an update regarding their new showroom launch in 2017. And of course, good to hear from Brian Vargo, king of the titanium goodies over in the US. Nice to hear from Alan Callow and Sue Vickers also. And if you haven't checked out the podcasts and videos that Sue refers to relating to the Two Moors Way, please nip over to the Outdoor Station website and enjoy the series. Now, looking back, a couple of the most popular podcasts in these last 12 years, included within the 10 million downloads, are numbers 336 and 337, which is where Andy Howell and I have one of our very irregular big days out, and that took place at the end of December 2011. To set the scene, we headed off into Wales and the Crickhowell Horseshoe on what turned out to be the stormiest 2 days of the year, with continual wind, sleet and heavy rain for the 48 hours that we were there. The aim was to cook a full three-course Christmas meal inside, as it happened then, my first Mini Peak 2 sample tent, with all the trimmings, and record the result for posterity. If you remember these podcasts, then you'll know that they've become legendary for the hilarity which ensued. If you haven't, I'll of course put some links directly to them in the show notes, or you can simply slide down the list in your iTunes or feed reader and look for number 336 and 337. Here's a short excerpt to remind you of the general vibe of those 48 hours. Oh, that's better. A bit of respite. Yeah, a bit of shade. But even when the weather's dreadful like this, you look around here and we've got nice old stone wall and forest to the right, and over to the left, the valley, heading up to the top of that ridge, tree-lined, treeless ridge, just a bit of rock, scree, bit of heather. 5 minutes out of the car and you feel as if you're in
You feel alive.
proper decent outdoor country.
Well, as I was saying to you on the way down here, it's 30 odd years ago. This is where I first started my outdoor experience. My school had and still has an outdoor centre, which is just down the road from here, which is the reason I'm sort of familiar with it. And
So I hope we're not going to spend 2 days ticking off the firsts in your life.
especially going back to that age.
Yeah,
I think
I
not.
don't know what happened in those woods. But on a warm day, there's potential down there. Even the sheep are sheltering from the wind.
Oh dear, come on, let's move on.
Come on, it's fine day for a stroll.
It's at this point a nice traditional Welsh pub and a bed and breakfast in Crickhowell seems to appeal somewhat. Been a bit hairy sticking the tent up. I've already lost 3 pegs as the wind caught the tent halfway through and it flicked it in the air. And even though I've got the high-vis material on the pegs, I can't find them.
It's got a red head amongst all these autumnal leaves, so I'll have to have a hunt for that in the morning, I think. Yeah, it's a case of getting the rocks to pin down the pegs at the moment and strap ourselves in. The fun hasn't even begun yet.
Well, Merry Christmas, listeners. We've started our three-course buffet with some sloe gin, some award-winning sloe gin, and a mince pie.
Has to be said, the sloe gin is
Cheers.
excellent. Thank you, Rose, for that. Of course, this is a male bonding session, and there are times when, love our women as we do.
Absolutely.
There are times
Well,
when...
we can do without them.
yes.
Oh, I think I meant to say...
So long as they made the gin first.
Yes, I think I meant to say we can manage without them. Sorry, that didn't come out right.
Yeah.
Right, now, I've got the first pot of water boiling, and it's jumped ahead of me here, so I'm going to have to just knock that off for a second, I think. Because our first course is going to be... Oops, wrong way. Turn that down. There you go. Our first course is going to be tomato soup with chopped parsley, just as soon as I can find it.
The only problem with having a three-course meal, dehydrated meal, under the tent in the darkness, in the middle of nowhere, is that, of course, it involves lots and lots of Tupperware boxes, from what I can see.
It's not dehydrated, that's the whole point. That's the reason it involves Tupperware boxes.
Ah.
It's all real meal. You've got real Christmas pudding here, real soup. You've even got real turkey to cook, which should be interesting.
Oh dear.
Don't be like that now. So I'm just putting in the finishing touches now to the first course, which is tomato and basil soup with fresh herbs, parsley, chopped herbs from the garden.
Yes, I think I should
can
point
have the
out
orange set.
this is a bit like MasterChef the Professionals, MasterChef the Wilderness Experience.
The wilderness
we
years.
have we both have a brightly coloured mug with a lovely bit of tomato soup with finely chopped parsley sprinkled
Absolutely.
on. I mean, it's pretty good standard here.
And then what I've done is I put a little homemade trivet in the bottom of the pot that I've taken the hot water out of and dropped in two mini Christmas puddings in there.
Yes, that's advanced outdoor cooking, I think.
Yeah.
That's very nice though, Bob.
Where is the soup? Good. Isn't it?
Parsley's very nice, fresh parsley.
This is one of these Heinz pastes almost. It comes in a tube, and it's much nicer, much
Not
fresher
bad actually, is it? Yeah.
fresher than the packet stuff.
Actually, to be fair, it tastes like, that tomato and basil soup you get in restaurants that clearly have ordered the Brake Brothers menu number 3.
Right, yeah.
It tastes very much like that.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't.
In fact, those people who are doing the TGO challenge for the first time next year will probably taste this very soup on a couple of occasions as they go across.
Well, it's good. I mean,
Yeah, it's all right.
It's all in all the supermarkets now, so I thought we'd give it a try. But I thought it was a nice starter. So we're going to go pot cozy mad on this particular cooking session. Once the we've sort of had this this soup, the Christmas pudding should have heated through, and that's going to go in the pot cozy until the end of the meal, where it will be joined by some fresh brandy butter, which was made last night. And then I shall start on the main course, which is turkey, potato, calabrese, sprouts and carrots with gravy, cranberry sauce and stuffing.
Wow. There you go. I should say we're sitting in the middle of one of Bob's tarps. I guess we'll talk about that later. And we have, hanging from various peg-out points, glow sticks, which, gives the impression of a party theme. We've both got our Santa hats on still.
That reminds me.
And, yeah, it's good.
You know what's missing, don't you?
Christmas carols?
Absolutely.
No. Oh, dear.
Absolutely, no. Somewhere in this pile of bits. Right, found it. Right, now Andy mentioned Christmas carols, and I thought he's absolutely right. It's the one thing that I know he'll regret not having. And I mentioned this to Kate, and she said he would be thrilled by this idea. So the other day, while I was in that well-known international shopping centre, Lidl,
don't knock Lidl. It's excellent.
I came across this delightful little gadget, which simply put is a speaker to plug into your iPod. And I've got a dinky iPod, and I just, as soon as I used it, I knew it was perfect for Andy and this situation.
Oh no! You see, it's a shame this isn't visual, really, because not only is this playing a Christmas tune, oh, Merry, Merry Christmas. But it's got like little disco lights built into it that are...
Isn't that terrific?
Yes, it adds to the party atmosphere. So here we are, in our top, in the middle of the... Well, so it's been in the middle of the night, middle of the afternoon, really, completely dark, with our glow sticks all around, a disco lights, and Bing! Oh, wow. And when we say Bing, we don't mean youngsters, we don't mean the maps or the search engine.
Yeah. Oh, it's bada bing, bada boom. Bada boom. Oh, I thought you'd enjoy that. So, let us now. The Christmas pudding is cozying. I think we could crash open a nice bottle of Merlot, like what I have here. Do you happen to have your mug handy?
I do, of course. There's a marked absence of Torrid and Stone in there, but never mind.
There you go. Well,
I can just hope the slow gin doesn't spoil the vintage. Mind you, wine in a titanium cup is always an interesting experience.
Oh, it's quality. You see, I'd go as far to call it a Humphrey moment.
Yes, those of you that know Humphrey will know what we mean. He's a man who compromises little on culinary standards while trekking through the bogs of Scotland or the mountains of the Pyrenees. Whee!
And we've just lost the corner of the tent.
Oh, right.
So we'll just stop here for a second.
Hello, Bob, and hello, Rose. And it's David Linton here. I thought I'd ring in after hearing your news about 10 million. Is it 10 million downloads in 12 years? It would have been nice if you could have done 10 in 10, but so try a bit harder. But anyway, that's crazy, isn't it? Absolutely crazy. Crazy figures, and what a great achievement. So well done. Your email has reminded me of I guess a few little contributions that I don't like talking about myself, but that I've made over the years. So we did a nice interview after I got back from walking the HRP in the Pyrenees. Excuse me, that was a few years ago. So yeah, thanks for inviting me to do that. And I think, since that, I've popped a couple of things to you guys. So there was quite a lengthy series of interviews with your friend and mine, and obviously many listeners will be familiar with the man, the myth, the legend that is Chris Townsend. An inspiration to lots of us. And then later on, a smaller interview with a lovely guy called Keith Froscott down from sort of the south coast, the other end of the country. And that was fun. So both were really fun to do. For me as an ex-audio engineer, fun to kind of keep my hand in and to kind of link my two passions, I guess, sound and outdoorsy stuff, backpacking. I just wanted to say as well that it's been great listening over the years. I don't manage to listen to every single episode, but fondly, I've got fond memories of listening to you and Andy Howell ramble on, and especially enjoy your Christmas backpacks, kind of listening to you guys talking about about your mince pies and your attempts at Christmas dinner whilst trying not to freeze in the tent with the hoolie blowing outside. Yeah, it was kind of good fun. And also just to say thank you for, especially early on when I was sort of getting kit together for just sort of dipping my toes in the water. So it's always been great to have you guys on the end of the line when we kind of didn't really know what we were doing, myself and my partner, Tanya, and we were trying to prepare for things like walking in the Pyrenees and bigger walks across Scotland. So it's just really handy to have someone who can give you some down-to-earth advice on the end of the phone. And of course, it's always nice to get nice little touches like bags of sweets in the box when you get your goodies through. So yeah, just a personal touch. It really it makes all the difference. So it's nice to do business with real people rather than just sort of a fulfillment warehouse or whatever, and it keeps it real and keeps it personal, and nice that that's a good context for the outdoors, I think. So so thanks and well done. That's just I think 10 million is just a crazy achievement, and more power to you, and long may it continue, and here's to the next 12 years or maybe 10 and the next 10 million listeners. So well done, and I shall no doubt speak to you soon. Bye-bye.
Dave Linton, as you heard, is another fan of those particular Christmas podcasts, and good to see him popping up in different publications with his writing and sharing his outdoor adventures with his new young family. Now, some of you avid Outdoors Station YouTube viewers may remember a couple of product videos which included the lovely and enthusiastic Katie McCullough, especially when I set her the challenge of erecting all those compact folding chairs, one of which she fell off. Anyway, the Outdoors Station proved to be a first-class launch pad for her career, so much so she took to the high seas just to get away from me.
Well, hello, this is Katie McCullough, all the way from England. However, I am calling from far away. I'm currently in the South Pacific Ocean, a few days out to sea from Sydney, Australia. Now, I currently work as Activities Manager on Royal Caribbean ship Explorer of the Seas, and since working with Outdoor Station, I've had many travels across the globe, many adventures, and it's been great working with Bob in the past, and he's given me lots and lots of advice onwards for the future. I'm on the morning show every single day, which is kind of it's a bit of an informative TV show for the guests here on board the cruise ship, and it's been a great experience working with Bob, doing my folding chairs and the walking poles before my time now. It's great fun. I really do enjoy my job. I get to meet several different cultures, people all over the world every single day. I run the activities. We do a lot of parties, theme nights, trivias, game shows, all the fun kind of stuff you want to do on your vacation. And shout out to you, Bob. Have a great day. Keep in touch.
Hi, Bob. This is Roman from Germany. Obviously, I wanted to leave a message for that famous anniversary of yours. So, I think I'm a listener to your podcast since episode 1, and you first started, by kind of hammering and trying to establish on getting the lightweight ethos across the pond over to Europe, and telling everybody what it is all about, and then the podcast really developed to all aspects of self-powered travel. A lot of those podcasts which have been there at the beginning, like Practical Backpacking, The Wildebeest, Trailcast, have long gone. You are still there and going strong. Your podcast actually has broadened my perspective of what is possible in self-powered travel, and provided me with a lot of insight. But most important for me, I think at its best, it always pulls me into a hike or any other form of outdoor activity, and I can really relive what it is like to do that and how it feels. And I think that's something special to a podcast which no online article or other form of internet presence can do. So thanks a lot for what you have done to the wider community. Thanks for keeping it going. Thanks for, keeping your enthusiasm. Thanks for, keeping up the curiosity. And I'm really looking forward to the next 10 million downloads on that outdoor station. Thank you very much, Bob.
Hi, this is Chris Townsend. Congratulations on reaching such a huge number of downloads. That's quite amazing, quite an achievement. And I must admit though, looking at all the podcasts that you've done over the years, I'm not surprised. There's so much good stuff there. Thinking back to the ones that I've really enjoyed, there's all the ones to do with the TGO Challenge, which have been really fascinating and inspiring. Gear reviews from various outdoor shows and from actual use. Interviews with people like Keith Foskett. I was also surprised to discover that I've done 14 podcasts with you myself on my walks and books and other things. Well, here's to the next 10 million podcasts, and I hope to do a few more with you myself. Cheers.
Hi Bob, it's fantastic that you've hit 10 million downloads. I think that's truly amazing, and I guess it shows that consistency over the years pays off, and I think that consistency is valued by your listeners. Now, I last contributed to the Outdoor Station in December, I think, last year, and at the time we talked about my writing, my outdoor activities, how I've more or less moved from mountaineering back towards backpacking and lightweight backpacking. And we also talked about my photography and how my writings moved from fiction towards outdoor non-fiction. So there's been a few developments since then. I've been on a few trips this year. It wasn't a great winter, to be honest, last year, so I didn't really get much winter mountaineering done. But I've done a few shorter trips in the spring. In June, I did a bigger walk from Glenfinnan down through Ardgour and across to the Isle of Mull and around Mull, and that was lovely. The weather was pretty terrible, to be honest, and the midges weren't great either. Then in July, I headed across to Norway, and I did a 200-mile route called the Jotunheimstien, which actually starts in city centre of Oslo and hikes north towards the Jotunheimen National Park. And that was kind of 2 weeks of pretty much endless forests and fells, and that was absolutely lovely. I really enjoyed that. In September, I went to the Alps, and I revisited some of my old haunts in the Zermatt area. Not really backpacking this time, just a bit of hill walking, to be honest, kind of, 3,000-metre peaks, nothing too technical. And that was a nice change of pace. In terms of my writing, I've had a few more features published in TGO and UK Hill Walking, and I was also asked to be the online editor of TGO magazine, which was a big surprise at the time. Although I'm really enjoying it, I'm having a great time, and it's nice to kind of be regularly producing good quality content for the web, and in addition to the magazine. So yeah, it's been a good year, and it's been a good year for the Outdoor Station as well. I think I've really enjoyed a couple of the episodes in particular. I think earlier in the year there was one about the Stormin stoves. I happen to really like Stormin stoves. I've got one on test at the moment, and it beats the Caldera Cone, the Titri, in pretty much every way. So that was really illuminating. And also your episode about the TGO Challenge and TGO Challenge tips. This was pretty interesting because I'm a big fan of Andy Howell's blog, and TGO Challenge is kind of on my radar at some point in the next few years. Won't be happening next year because I'm getting married when the TGO Challenge is on, but I've been told repeatedly that's no excuse. Anyway, thanks a lot, Bob, and here's to 10 million more downloads.
The TGO Challenge podcasts have proved incredibly popular over the years, as Alex and Chris have pointed out. There's now some 54, I believe, in total on the TGO Challenge collection, so much so that I've actually given them their own feed. So if you'd like to listen to several series of people walking the 200 miles across Scotland, pop over to the Outdoor Station website and have a look for the feed list, and you'll see they're all collated together. And then you too can share and experience the pleasure and the pain of walking 200 miles across Scotland. In fact, 2018 sees the 10th crossing for both Andy and myself, and so we might do one final series on this event. So fellow challengers, be warned. Good to hear from Chris Townsend as ever. He's done the TGO Challenge many, many times, but you know, I never see him until the last day. I'm sure he takes the high road and I take the low road. Yeah, as they say. Also good to hear from our European correspondent Roman Ackle once again. Not only is Roman a Uber Light enthusiast, but he's also our man on the ground at the big European Outdoor Trade Fair, which is held in Friedrichshafen.
Hi Bob, it's Paul Stokes from Treadlight Gear. I was lucky enough to be interviewed by you in January of this year. Just like to say a massive congratulations on hitting the 10 million download mark. Certainly after appearing on the podcast, my business went up and up. So it's a great positive thing for me, and moreover, it's just a great channel with lots and lots of info for people in the outdoor world. So keep up the good work, and here's to the next 10 million. Thanks a lot again. Cheers, mate. Bye-bye.
Hello, this is Lou Wells from Lincolnshire. I just wanted to congratulate Bob and Rose on receiving over 10 million downloads. I've known Bob since the very beginning of Backpacking Light, and I've featured on quite a few of his podcasts, particularly Three Men in the Cairngorms. Bob also videoed my 10th TGO Challenge, which makes interesting viewing. I'm well aware of all the hard work Bob puts into the podcast, and I wish him continued success. Keep up the good work, mate.
Hi Bob, this is a message for your next podcast. It's the beginning of December, so it's probably a little late, but I thought I'd leave it anyway. It's Colin Wolford, based out of Burnley in the northwest. I just wanted to share that I'd first discovered the podcasts in connection with the TGO Challenge. I was sort of researching that with a view to doing it, and although I still haven't done it, the podcasts continue to inspire me to do so one day. I guess they've been the soundtrack, if you like, to long journeys to and from various hills. Originally when we lived in the southeast, and even now living in the northwest. They've kept me company on mountain marathon overnight camps, solo wild camps. Any time I'm working away, any time that I'm sort of racing away, I tend to have some of the podcasts, or catch up on a binge listen of podcasts. For the overnight bit, or at least part of the journey. Favourites have included the extended TGO coverage, the 2007-2009, I think it was 13, where there was sort of 10 plus episodes. That was good. The 2008 OM coverage, any of the gear focused ones. An unexpected favourite was the one where you interviewed an Exmoor Ranger. Found him fascinating. Absolutely gutted that the Wild Camp series kind of fell by the wayside. They were really good. I was enjoying those. And yeah, particularly enjoy some of Rose's more recent contributions as well. The Pennine Way and the Cotswold Way have been good to listen to as well. Yeah, keep up the good work. It's been an absolute pleasure listening to you, and I'm really pleased that you're back putting your content out there on a more regular basis. It's something that I do look forward to listening to. So thank you.
Hi Bob, it's Richard Stewart from Leeds. Just ringing up to say congratulations on your milestone. Just wanted to thank you for being a real inspiration for last God knows how many years. Been an avid listener since about 2007. Kind of turned my life around a little bit, taking up the backpacking thing. Achieved quite a lot since then. Quite a lot of hiking in UK, Scotland, into Europe, France, Austria, Swiss Alps, etc. Yeah, just say well done and keep it going. Even managed to start up my own forum, Trek-Lite, which seems to be going quite well. But yeah, just keep it up, and here's to the next 10 million uploads. Well done. Cheers, bye.
The Wild Camp series that Colin mentioned were considerably more popular than I anticipated, and I've had many emails suggesting I should resurrect them, as I never quite completed the list I set for myself, so that's something else to consider for 2018. It's also good to hear that the support for small UK cottage manufacturers such as Treadlite Gear and Storming Stoves had a positive impact as well. Thanks also to Lee for calling in, although I did expect him to say that if you are going to go lightweight, you really do need to take the wife. That's a bit of a standing joke, and if you've listened to one of the TGO Challenge series podcasts, you'll hear it. It's really pleasing to know that the 400 plus podcasts over the years have inspired people to get out, try walking and take it further with various backpacking activities, as Rich Sheward mentions. However, the podcasts can have another surprising benefit on family life, as Steve Bunting now explains.
Hi Bob, this is Steve from Preston, Lancashire. Just phoning to wish you a massive congratulations for your 10 million plus downloads on the Outdoor Station podcast. I'm a listener, I've been for the last few years, and a customer of Backpacking Light as well. And just to answer your question, I tend to listen to your podcasts in the car. They're a great escapism for the long, dark winter commutes. And particularly if I've been away from the fells for a long time as well. Really enjoy the variety of your content, the trip reports, the trade shows, the interviews. Particularly enjoy the cottage manufacturer interviews that you have. I really enjoyed the American ones that you did a few years ago. Been listening for around about 8 years or so, but I've got all the previous episodes downloaded on my phone as well. And I've got a little routine when I go out wild camping that I tend to settle down in the sleeping bag, get a single malt whiskey on the go, and then peruse some of the older episodes that I'm not listening to and select one from a decade ago or so. I can remember one particular time when I was having a really wild camp on Sale. The wind was blowing and the wind was chucking it down, and I was listening to one of your TGO trip reports from ages ago, and you were enduring similar circumstances with the wind and the rain. And I chuckled to myself that we were sharing a similar set of circumstances, and it was very reassuring, and it helped me to get through that particular night. Another unexpected bonus of your podcast as well, which probably not many other listeners have found, was the bedtime routine of my young son. Yeah, we used to play him Radio 4 at night to try and get him to sleep, but then one night I accidentally piped through an episode of your podcast to his room, and it had the unexpected and very surprising and pleasing benefit that it got him to sleep within a few minutes. So for the next few years, that was our routine at night, and your dulcet tones used to send him off into the land of Nod with regular effectiveness. Well, that was fantastic. Thank you very much indeed. Anyway, yeah. Really enjoy the podcast. Always look forward to when a new episode is coming out. Please keep up the good work. Here's to the next 10 million downloads. Bye for now.
My thanks, of course, to everyone who joined in. And if you feel inspired and less nervous now to possibly add your voice, please leave me a message on the Skype answer service. Full details and that telephone number again are all on the show notes podcast page. Now, one voice absent from this podcast is, of course, Andy Howell, who unfortunately was snowed in during this recording. However, I'm seeing him on New Year's Eve, so we can perhaps have a chat before things get too out of hand and he falls asleep in front of the fire. That just brings me now to conclude that Rose and I hope you have a happy, healthy, safe and warm Christmas in the company of those you love. Until next time, folks. Bye for now.
Thank you for listening to this podcast. To hear or see more from our extensive free library, please visit theoutdoorstation.co.uk.
Merry Christmas, baby. You sure did treat me nice. Merry, Merry Christmas, baby. You sure did treat me nice. You bought me a diamond ring for Christmas. Now I'm living in paradise. Merry Christmas, baby.